welcome back to my channel again. My name is Chioma Nzenwa. I'm a dietitian and holistic therapist, so call me Chumi. I'm your diet coach. On a healthy hour today, I'm going to be talking about tomatoes. We all know what tomato is. We all use tomatoes, even though some people don't like tomatoes. Some people don't even like it fresh. They don't even like it in their meals. But it is high time they knew the importance of tomatoes in our lives. Tomatoes are very useful, very beneficial. You know, in the kitchen, you can use it to make any dish. You can use it to twist your meal from one pattern to another. You can use it to add color, add taste to whatever in your food. And then we don't know much. Most people don't even know the importance of that little or much tomatoes they use. We use it to make stew, we eat it raw, we drink it as juice, we use it for smoothies, we use it to make salads. But then we just use them because they are beautiful, they add taste to our meal. Majority still do not know that tomato or those tomatoes we eat are they do a lot in our systems. Like they fight lots of battles, if I must say. Okay, so tomato, as it is known, it's a fruit, but we eat and prepare them as vegetables. You know, it's a very modern, typical, ancient, whatever. It has been there from ages. It has been there, and it will still be there. You know, it's used in like 70% of our daily, of our weekly, of our preps, whatever dish that we do. You know, tomatoes add lots of flavor, lots of colors, lots of volume into our meals. Okay, so looking at that, whatever it adds, it's amazing that we still appreciate its presence in our plates. But then today I'm going to be talking about the major nutrients, the major benefits which these tomatoes add to our lives. Tomato, it's as it is being called vegetable by most people, but science has identified it as fruit. Tomato has about 95% of water content, and then the 5% of from the 100 is carbohydrate and fiber. It has about 3.9% of 3.9 gram of protein, 1.9 gram of fiber in it. So if you don't find fanciful, or you don't find it useful, but because of the very low carb content it has, the good amount of water it has, and the good amount of insoluble fiber it has, please start appreciating the power, the benefits of tomatoes. The carb in it is very low and manageable. You can have it in your breakfast, your day, I don't know. However, it's definitely not going to kill you or not going to ruin your diet. You know, like keto people, they've actually found tomatoes as poison, that it adds more sugar into their meal. Yeah, the carb content of that tomato is made up of simple sugars, which is sucrose and fructose. Yeah, and you know they are primary sugars, so they are easily burned, but they don't understand. That's a part. But one very good important thing I know about tomato is that it's a very good active antioxidant, and that particular antioxidant in it is called lycopene, which helps to fight cancer and heart diseases. That lycopene is very active. Every one tomato or average tomato of it has that content of lycopene, and these tomatoes we're talking about is a very good source of vitamin C. Like it has about 28% of vitamin C of average size of tomato that you handle every day. So it's amazing, and you know it gives us close to our recommended daily intake of vitamin C, yeah, that our body needs. So, and this is the season of tomato. This is actually the very right season. You know, there was a time tomato was very expensive, was even scarce. You know, you could just get a little quantity for a high cost. But now tomato is everywhere. It's quite cheap and affordable. So why don't you use this period to enjoy, to get those nutrients, you know, to repair your system. The lycopene, it's in every tomato that you have, in every of the species. Even tomato has different shapes and different flavors, but this content, this antioxidant, is embedded in tomato, and it's very, very active. It prevents cancer. Tomato has good amount of potassium, which is very essential for blood pressure control and heart disease prevention. It has good amount of folate as well, which is very important for normal tissue growth and cell development, and it is very important for pregnant women as well, because it helps in their fetus development. And it has very good amount of vitamin K, which is very essential for blood clotting and for bone health. The nutrients are amazing. They all have their very specific works, and these are all in this tomato. Tomato is small but mighty. We neglect it a lot. We just think it's just to color our meal, to add taste and volume to our meal, but then there is a lot. Like, it really does a lot, you know, in our bodies. And as well, the very good amount of vitamin C it has is good for the skin. It helps to repair our skin, like in the protection of the skin. It acts as an antioxidant to heal and protect the skin from damages. Like I mentioned earlier, it has good amounts of antioxidants. So there are compounds, you know, that are active antioxidant, like lycopene, niacinamide, chlorogenic acid. These all have their specific functions in the body. Like the niacinamide, it's very good to prevent inflammations. Lycopene is actually the pigment, you know, that gives the tomato that red color, and that's the active antioxidant in it that prevents heart diseases and prevents cancer. Tomato is a cancer preventing food and shouldn't be neglected. You can eat it raw, you can boil it, you can use it to make your paste, to make a stew, to make your soup, and you can drink it as juice. A lot of people eat it raw, a lot of people use it to make their smoothies, some people juice it to drink, and majority just use it to make stew. They cook it, they don't even like to see it raw in their food. But please, I think the more we eat it raw, the more we are able to get the vitamin C content, and we know that vitamin C, when it's cooked, it is gone. So, and tomato has good amounts, just like oranges, guava, they all have. If you have access, like tomato, this is the season, so why don't you use this period to get your good amount of daily recommended intake of vitamin C. And very, very useful as well, because the antioxidant here is there when you even cook it, but then to get the benefits from both processes, the raw, the cooked, you need to be able to eat them randomly, eat them. To me there is no amount that is excess, because the quantity of carb in it is very low, and it's not killing, you know, except you have, like, there's this study that says people that have they have blood group, like this B plus blood group, they are not meant to eat tomatoes, because tomato has the content something that their blood group has. So when they eat it, it attacks. If that, it doesn't really it might not react immediately or react physically, but then it could step down their metabolism, causing them to be adding weight, or, you know, doing some other harm in their system. So that is why they warn that, okay, if you're B positive, you shouldn't eat tomatoes. But then I think it shouldn't be eaten in excess. You can eat it, but then not in excess. Some people can eat tomatoes every day, every time, like they can drink it. Like me, if you allow me, I'll use tomatoes to make my smoothies. I'll eat it in my salads every day, every minute. I'll drink it as juice. You know, if I don't have it in stew, I can have it raw. But because I'm not be positive, but if whatever you're eating, just eat in moderation. I feel when be positive people eat it in excess, it becomes a problem. So they can just eat it once in a while, just occasionally, you know. And to have your tomatoes, like if you're not a good tomato lover, but you're willing and you actually want to start eating your tomatoes raw, you can make it into smoothies. There's this very special smoothies I make with tomato, that's tomato, apple and pineapple. So when you have one, you can have one very good size of tomato, like a medium or big size, one medium size of apple, and a round slice of pineapple. That will give you a cup of smoothie. So if you make this, it's going to give you a tropical taste, very tasty smoothie. You will not even notice that you have tomato in it, but then the tomato is quite active in its gauge, like the nutrients are there. But if it's scaring you, like you can't even drink tomato raw, only like that, solely raw, you can have the apple and the pineapple in it, just to blend in the taste to help you enjoy your tomatoes. And so a lot of people like to eat tomatoes raw, especially early in the mornings. They can just put and get it from their fridges and cut it. It's a very sweet fruit. To cooks, it's a very sweet vegetable. I love tomatoes. Please, I'm advising you to start eating your tomatoes well today. If you don't know how to eat it raw, please start eating it, just for the benefit, just to prevent you from having a heart disease, just to prevent you from having cancers, just to prevent you from having unnecessary inflammations, just to help you to build your cells, to build your bone cells, to repair your skin, to have you good, to gain good amount of vitamin C you need every day. Like you've always heard about this COVID, you need very good amount of vitamin C to stay safe corona. So why don't you get the source, get your good amount of vitamin C from this tomato that is seasoned right now, you know. It's always advisable to make use and to enjoy every fruit in every season. Like every season of each fruit should be enjoyed properly and adequately. So this is my advice to you. So if you don't know how to make it to eat it raw, please try to add some other fruits or vegetables in it that will help you, that will aid your best fruit that you feel that could help you calm the taste of the tomato that irritates you down. It will help you to eat it and enjoy it, and not even remember that okay, tomato slaps, tomato has some kind of weird taste. So please, it's not every time that you use it in your purees, it's not every time that you use it in your stews that you get all the nutrients. Yeah, you get all of that, but then the nutrients that are meant to be gotten fresh, you have to eat your tomatoes raw in your salads. Very, very important, very good as well as raw in your smoothies. However, please try and enjoy your tomatoes. This is the season. Thank you so much for listening out. Please do not forget to share, do not forget to comment, ask me questions. I am always here. Do not forget to like, do not forget to subscribe. Thank you so much for always sticking. But thank you to you guys that always here asking me the next post to make. I'm always excited hearing that. It really motivates me. Thank you guys so much. So advise you to please enjoy the tomatoes. Thank you.